podcast, better known as the BQB podcast. Happy New Year's, happy holidays to all of you. We love you. We hope we keep growing this BQB family into this new year, 2024. It's going to be big for the Bronx Queens Bros. You already know I'm Big B. We got Big D. We also got Jack B. How you guys doing?
Doing solid. Hey, start to a new year, always an exciting time. Both personally to kind of reflect and reset and set new goals for the new year, and also professionally as a brand fellas. We have goals we're trying to achieve, and we are coming up on almost our 1 year anniversary. So you guys are going to have to take me on a nice date soon, and we're going to have to celebrate. But Jack, how you doing tonight?
Doing well, fellas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays in general. Excited for this new episode in 2024, our first. But first, a message from our sponsor, V. Why don't you take it away?
This episode is sponsored by one of the best kept secrets in northern New Jersey, Engineering and Design Concepts, small company that's doing big things. They specialize in product development, manufacturing, and test equipment. If you or anyone you know need assistance in that field, they are the company you need to contact. The link to their website will be in the description below. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been pretty silent, but I want to do something fun. Boys, we've never tried this before on the show. I'm going to put up my screen on my, I have two cameras here, two screens. I'm going to put up a Immaculate Grid for today. I haven't looked at it. I know none of you guys haven't either. I want to mess around with the Immaculate Grid today before we jump into the nitty gritty of the Mets and Yankees. All right?
All right, V, let's do it.
Let's do it. I like it.
Let's see. We're going to
He's
share
coming
the
out
screen.
with good ideas this year.
We're going to share the screen. We're going to go to the window. We're all right here. We're sharing. Did that work? You guys see what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I see it, V.
Sure do.
All right, guys. Let's, Jack, Dave, you guys jump in when you need. So we got a Brewer that's also been a Padre, a Brewer that's been a Yankee, Brewer that's been a Guardian, and then a Padre that's born outside the U.S. states, and a Padre that's been a Cy Young.
All
As
right,
you guys see.
let me start with a Brewer and a Padre, and he's also now a Yankee, but definitely we're going to go for the top left, Trent Grisham.
Brent Richam, right there. That is a 6%er, Jack. That one looks great. I'm going to jump on here as well. I'm going to go right now, the reigning Cy Young for the San Diego Padres, and that'll be Blake Snell. I know it won't be, it's going to be probably a high number, 53%, but that one I knew for sure. Dave, you got anybody?
So, yeah, I've never done one of these fellows, and just in case any of our listeners haven't as well. So, picking an obvious choice is not recommended. You want to find kind of like somebody else wouldn't have guessed.
You know, it does the job, Dave, but, if you want to seem like a super smart guy, you go for the rare ones.
Yeah, well, I'm certainly not good at doing that. I'll let you guys go ahead. I'm looking at Garrett Cole and the Cy Young for the Yankees, but can we find someone else? Maybe Jack, our Yankees insider, knows?
I was actually going to go for Brewers and Guardians, also as a Yankee, our good friend, the bringer of rain, Josh Donaldson.
Josh Donaldson. That's actually a sneaky good pick because he played half a season with both of those teams. That's a good one. Can I do a Brewer and a Yankee? Jack, what do you think about Curtis Granderson? I'm going with Curtis Granderson here. I think that's going to be a good sneaky pick.
Okay, V.
It's a 2%er. 2%er.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so as far as born outside the U.S., now I haven't done these in quite a bit, so this can be obviously a former, right? A former.
I'm assuming it's a person that wasn't born in the United States that's played for this team. That's the way I would interpret it.
Okay. Would Fernando Tatis work?
He wasn't born here, correct?
Born the Dominican, I believe.
Let's see, Fernando Tatis Jr. is correct. 18%er right there.
All right.
So I'm going to try to guess here. I don't believe Robinson Cano was born in the United States. Is that correct?
That would be correct.
So I'm going to go with Robinson Cano right there, and that'll be a 4%er. 4%er.
Okay.
So we like to see here, Jack. So I'm gonna let you go next.
Thinking about the Guardians born outside the U.S., no comes to mind. Franmil Reyes.
Franmil Reyes. Wow. Hold on, I can't spell. Franmil Reyes. 1%, Jack. What a clutch hit right there. All right. Oh man, a Cleveland that won a Cy Young. Now, I have a funny one, but he didn't win the Cy Young as a Guardian, but he did play for Cleveland and is a Cy Young Award winner. Would Bartol Colon count here or no?
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. Does he have to win it with that team?
You would think.
Okay.
I really don't know.
So what happens if we get it wrong?
We don't get a perfect grid, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, so like you don't even.
We got 3 baseball minds here. We got to get a perfect grid.
Yeah, we got 2.5.
So, Jack, I know for a fact Corey Kluber won one. Shane Bieber? How do you feel about Shane Bieber being there? Because he won in the shortened season.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely lower than Kluber. I think Kluber might be the highest.
So, I'm going to go with Bieber here. Justin Bieber, 20. It's still a high percentage. It is what it is. And then the Yankees Cy Young. Obviously, Garrett Cole just won it. We can go old times. Let's think back a little bit here. Roger Clemens? Is that too easy?
I know he won with Boston. Did he win one with the Yanks?
I thought he did win.
I could be wrong. He definitely might have.
I could be wrong.
Cy Young's such a weird.
It is a weird.
I feel like it's just not memorable. I don't know if Ron Guidry ever won one.
Whitey Ford?
Whitey Ford, probably a good guess.
Should we go with Whitey Ford?
Guess. Yeah, let's do Whitey Ford.
How do you spell Whitey? Like that? Yeah, there we go. Whitey Ford. It is a perfect grid. Whitey Ford at 12%. Okay. Guys, we got a perfect grid. All right?
Can we, scroll down a little bit there. Or maybe show summary.
Show summary. You want to see some of the options we could have?
The most popular answers here.
Let's see. How do we check here?
Just go down.
Oh, here we go. So which one were you looking at?
Just go all the way down. Keep scrolling. Yeah. So this is the most popular.
Kluber was
Kluber. Oh yeah, CC. Nice. CC again.
Okay. I forgot about CC there.
Ariano, Soto. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, all right.
I like
Interesting. Interesting. Hey, boys, we start off the 2024 Immaculate Grid season. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I'm gonna end this right here. I'm gonna end that right there. We're gonna start doing that more often. Maybe we'll do some Sporkle challenges as the off season goes along. But we're gonna have some fun out here. So, you know who's not having fun? Apparently, David Stearns and Brian Cashman, because I think they're asleep. You know, maybe they're partying too much for the New Year's. Maybe they're celebrating too much for the holidays. But it's been a pretty much of a dud offseason since Soto got traded for the Mets or Yankees. Real quick, Jack Yamamoto going to the Dodgers on a massive, massive contract. Very disappointing. He didn't end up coming to New York. Clearly wanted to go to the Dodgers. Looks like the Mets and Yankees had even no chance. So, what's your opinion there?
Yeah, sort of a sucky situation for both of us, as it seemed that, like you said, V, he was really using us both as leverage. It did appear, and this could just be a bit of bias coming out, that the Mets were probably the third option, although he did receive the highest offer for the Mets, which I think you can, I guess, respect Steve Cohen for coming with the highest offer, which, you know, I was kind of criticizing him for not blowing the doors away and, you know, doing something similar for Ohtani, just because of this is what we heard about Steve Cohen, how he's this vicious businessman and he comes correct in these deals. Um, Besides that, though, I did hear some interesting reporting how similar to the whole Soto Judge thing, the Yankees didn't want to offer him more money than Garrett Cole because they didn't think that a pitcher who had never thrown a pitch in Major League Baseball could be worth more than Garrett Cole, which I do understand on the surface, but once again, I think if you were to ask Garrett Cole, would he care? I really doubt it. I think he just wants to win, just like Aaron Judge. Um, Obviously, I would want Yamamoto on the Yanks, so I can't say I'm not going to sit here and say that I never wanted him because I obviously did want him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. It seems like it just seems to me like he always was going to be a Dodger. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, Cashman did offer him the highest AAV. He offered him a opt out before the Dodgers. So in some respects, you could say the Yankees deal was the best offer. Obviously, Cohen offering the most total money. So it depends, I guess, what you're looking for as far as a contract. But I really wasn't too disappointed with the offer Cashman gave. I wasn't. I know some Yankee fans were up in arms that they didn't offer the 25 more million, but as far as AAV, the Yankees had the best offer, so I can't really complain there.
Yeah, no, it's I agree here. Listen, apparently Cohen had the biggest offer on the table. It was the 12 for 325. And then he went back to the Dodgers and said, pretty much in essence, you matching this? Dodgers said yes. He goes, great. Have a good day, everybody else. I'm taking this deal.
Yeah,
So, in all honesty, I think if he went to the Mets or to the Yankees and said, hey, this Mets or Yankees offered me this deal, can you match it because I want to play with you? I think any team would have done it. He wanted to play with the Dodgers. He got a contract he was okay with. He gets an opt out. I think he has two different opt outs during this contract, which I can see him taking if he's very, very dominant. But he wanted to be a Dodger. He said he was rooting for the Dodgers for years. He wants to play with Ohtani. He's going to just live in Ohtani's shadow. Like, so be it. All right. Have fun out there. He doesn't got the goals to play in New York. That's the way I interpret everything.
yeah, a little bit. I think I would say just disappointing. The whole, I mean, both of them, Otani and Yamamoto, their whole free agency and Otani's how it was so secretive and which is whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. But Yamamoto, the whole, I don't know if this is his doing or his agent, but it seemed to be super dragged out and very dramatic. It just seemed a bit much. And I don't know. Good for him, though. He's the highest paid pitcher in MLB history and never throwing a pitch. So,
That's
um,
funny.
crazy how the market just changes year after year. And, going back a few off seasons ago when there was guys like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado that didn't sign until spring training, and now their contracts look like absolute bargains compared to now. Some with how much guys are getting, but there's still guys on the table. V. I mean, we have the reigning NL Cy Young winner and Blake Snell, and we have Jordan Montgomery, another solid option. I mean, the former Yankee. So two solid arms still, you know, definitely above solid, great arms, I would say. And then obviously Josh Hader's still out there. Some other pieces here and there, JD Martinez, Teoscar Hernandez. So we'll see how this plays out. Definitely a little upsetting that, none of these big names seem to be attached to either of our teams as of right
No.
now.
Especially starting pitchers wise, which
Right.
is, I think we can both agree, both of our teams need at least one more solid three guy.
For sure. And it's a little bit, I'm getting a little bit nervous because I don't know I'm not very confident that we're going to land Montgomery. And I don't think Snell's really an option for Cashman. I don't think he would want to do that deal just because you're paying at the top of the market for a guy that has pitched the best he has in a bunch of years, in a while.
Yeah.
It seems like an overpay spot, something Cashman probably wouldn't do. So then we're looking at another trade, right? And then we just made the Soto and Verdugo trade. So our farm system's already taken a massive hit. So then we're looking at Bieber. We're looking at, Dylan Cease.
Corbin
I don't think
Burns.
Corbin Burns would be an option for us, maybe for you guys.
Yeah.
Um, and a guy I mentioned, I believe last episode, it's been a while, but Frankie Montas, a guy I was very interested in bringing back because I do like his stuff a lot. He signs with the Cincinnati Reds kind of out of nowhere,
Yeah.
but a great deal for them, I think. So,
Still, I mean, 16 million though for Frankie Montas, coming off uh 11 starts in a year and a half with a 7 ERA.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, in that ballpark, you're going to need to overpay.
You're
And,
gonna,
and I think Cincinnati's definitely building a winner. I
yeah.
mean, they showed it last year. They're a great ball club and kind of just fizzled out towards the end of the year. They're a young
Yeah.
team. They're exciting. I think that's a pretty good fit for Montas there.
I agree. One thing the Mets did do, they did make a trade with the Brewers for Adrian Hauser and Tyrone Taylor. Adrian Hauser, you know what? He's like a career 4 ERA guy, which is making about what $14 million a year on the market right now. He's getting paid about $5 million. Mets got him for a guy that's 19 years old, just had Tommy John surgery, and they also got Tyrone Taylor, who's got 5 years of control. He kind of reminds me of a Michael A. Taylor type of player. It's got
Yeah,
some pop, got some speed, good arm, swings and misses a lot. I think he's literally a much cheaper version of Michael Taylor because I think Michael A. Taylor is going to get $15 million a year on this market
yeah,
easily.
probably. Yeah, I
So
like that move for you guys.
I thought that was a
But
great move. I'm not saying it's the we're going to be World Series contenders move, but it's a good
right,
move because Hauser's now. I mean, I guess now he's a 4 starter, but I'm hoping they're going to add one more starter. Adrian Hauser's a 5 guy with Luis Severino as a high upside 4, and we could get a solid 3. And you got Senga, Quintana, and whoever this other guy could be. It's a solid rotation. I think it's a winnable rotation.
yeah,
A lot of innings eaters, which is very very valuable. You need guys to be able to pitch 28 starts a season, which is hard to find.
right, yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like we kind of hyped up this offseason that it was going to be really exciting, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts. And for the most part, I feel like it's been kind of underwhelming, not really too exciting. I mean, outside the go ahead.
No, I think it's gonna. I think it's about to pop off. I think the Orioles are about to start making moves. I think the White Sox are about to finally start selling. I think the Red Sox are about to make a bunch of moves. I think Toronto's got to jump in. I think the Cubs made a
Yeah,
massive contract, the biggest contract ever to a manager, and haven't signed one player to a major league deal.
yeah, very confusing there.
Uh,
And it also seems like there's really no marker for Cody Bellinger because I was thinking like maybe Toronto would be that team just because they were, they thought they had Otani for whatever reason, and they seem to be trying to make a splash move either for Soto back then or somebody, but they end up re-signing Kiermaier. So
which isn't a
I don't
bad
know.
move, but
Oh no, definitely
it probably
not.
does. It probably does take them out of the Bellinger running.
Right. So you got to think the Cubs probably. I mean, it seems like they would be the fit there, but I don't know.
Can
The more you think about it, it's like, does he have a market at all? Is he going to get another like 1 year deal in a short term deal? I don't know.
That's a good question. One thing I could say is I don't know why I could see him going back to the Dodgers. I don't know why. It just makes sense because they need a left fielder. The Dodgers still need a left fielder. I know they got Manuel
Yeah,
Margot, but like, come on, he's nothing special. Um, they need a
he's a
starting
good
left
player.
fielder.
Yeah, they do. They have Hayward for right field, and then
Jay,
Outman obviously.
yeah. So
Um,
maybe they prefer
yeah,
probably a righty bat, but I don't know. That makes sense. I could also I don't know why this idea just jumped in my head. What if Toronto were to just completely make crazy moves, sign Bellinger, and go trade Vlad Jr.? I bet you get a great package deal for Vlad Jr. Instead of extending Vlad next year, give Bellinger, let him start at first base. He's a great first baseman. Trade Vladdy, get a huge, probably quite a big haul for Vlad Jr. Maybe a team like the Cubs. A team like the Cubs would probably be all over Vlad Jr. Probably overpay. I don't know. Some idea. Hey, Toronto, hire me in the front office. I don't know. I'm just saying, it could be a move. I see Toronto making moves. Red Sox, I think, are going to make moves. Braves made a move. They got Chris Sale.
That is true.
From the Red Sox, which was pretty much a salary dump. Solid player, Vaughn Grissom, going back to the Red Sox. He's going to be their starting second baseman probably, or shortstop, I guess. Depends where they play Story, which I think they're probably trying very hard to trade Trevor Story, in my opinion. I don't know what they're going to be able to get out of him. Probably nothing. I think he stays in Boston. And then the Red Sox went ahead and signed Lucas Giolito, which I actually thought the Mets were going to sign. I was actually kind of okay with the Lucas Giolito signing. That was a $19 million a year contract, which is a bit absurd, but hey, he's an innings eater again, and I guess he's a high upside. He's still 28 years old. Gets a opt out after the first year. I don't know. I don't know if there's any other moves. Dave, is there anyone you're looking at on the free agent market? Of anyone you're thinking Mets or Yankees need to go look at?
I mean, I feel like I more or less would just reiterate what you guys are saying. Both the needs clearly are for a starting pitcher. So, especially when you look at the Yankees offseason, Jack, we kind of go all in more or less with the Soto trade, right? Like,
right.
We have him for this year, and that's it as of right now. So, in a way, I think the front office has to continue that momentum, and Cashman has to continue to approach this as an all-in season. Which, if you have to overpay for a starting pitcher, you might have to overpay. But right now, I think marching out there with either of our rotations is not a recipe for long, sustained success and deep playoff runs. So,
no, definitely not. And I would almost say that I would, I know Garrett Cole is that ace, but 1 through 5, I think you got to give the edge to the Mets just because you got more than one guy. The Yankees, I mean, I think Rodon's going to bounce back, but that's no lock. That's no guarantee, right? And then you still have Nestor coming off a year where he barely pitched. He had a lot of shoulder issues, arm issues. And then, Clark Schmidt, he's all right, but who really knows? And then you got a fifth starter, which we don't really know what that is. Probably a guy from AAA, or it's a tough position to be in. But obviously, we're a little bit nervous, but we're not hitting the panic meter as if we bring it back to last year.
No panic button yet. No panic button.
Not yet, because there's still solid guys on the market. And although the market is a bit crazy right now, I think, I don't expect the Yankees to spend $0. I think that would be absurd, and they've actually spent $0. They've made good trades, obviously, the trades that I like. Actually just finally traded Estevan Florial, which seemed like, he was the Yankees' top prospect for like 7 years. And, it just never panned out. As a lot of the Yankees prospects, they just kind of get overhyped, and then they never seem to work. But finally moved on from him. Got I think another arm, hopefully someone that could become something and eat up some innings for us. But yeah, guys, it's a bit of a tough situation for both of us right now.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, until they make more moves, I really don't have much more to say other than to draw up mock trades on my end. But I heard that Big D's got something for us today, Jack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys want to try out?
Something.
I threw a little birdie out there earlier, but I'm wondering if you guys want to try out a new segment. I got a new little game for you two. Not really a game, but my goal, as it's been since day one, almost a year ago, is to pin you two against each other. And I've curated a segment here in which we can really do that. So please put on your debate shoes and your debate caps, and let's get ready. This segment is going to be called the 7th inning stretch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a take, and you either have to tell me if that is a stretch or let's say you want to take me out to the ball game since we're going with the theme here, okay? So if you believe in the take and you agree with it, you'll take me out to the ball game. If not, you will tell me that's a stretch. So I'm going to go first here, fellas, and then you guys can decide who goes first. My first take is that I think the Yankees and Mets will both sign at least one B level, according to our subjective grading, someone we deem as B level or above pitcher. So each team will sign, or I'll say will acquire one B or above level pitcher.
Let's start us off. If it was just sign, I would have said it was a stretch, but sign or acquire, I will take you out to the ball game, my friend. I think the Yankees and Mets front office both know we need at least another, like I said right when we opened up, a 3-starter. You know, obviously we would love another ace jack. I think me and you both agree. I think we'd like nothing more than a Corbin Burns for both of us. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get that, logically speaking. I think both the Mets and Yankees will get a solid 3-starter, though.
Yeah, I'm going to agree here for the same reasons. If you just said sign, I would have said stretch, but I'm going to have to take you out to the ball game because I think, maybe one of us signs somebody, another team trades for somebody. Both of us signing someone, I think that would be a bit of a stretch just because there's not that many guys right now. But yeah, I think, it has to happen. So hopefully it does happen.
Very good. All right, we're just warming up. Here we go. All right, fellas, I believe that both the Yankees and Mets will win their division.
I'll start with this one. I'm going to go with that as a stretch, my friend Dave. If the Mets do win their division next year, I would be absolutely shocked. I mean, they do have the Atlanta Braves, probably the best, top to bottom roster in baseball. I know they haven't worked out as well in the postseason last couple of years, but top to bottom, all 53, all 26 people on that roster are solid. And they have a solid farm system too. They keep, working these crazy deals in the offseason. I didn't really love that Chris Sale trade, V, but it is what it is. I think it gives them a pitcher with some postseason pedigree. And the Phillies, I mean, they're an elite team too. I know they were thinking about maybe moving on from Castellanos, but they're still going to be right there. I think both those teams are head and shoulders above you guys as of right now on this day. And then we can't discount the Miami Marlins, who made the playoffs last year and finished above the Mets. Now, if we take it over to the AL East, I don't know. I don't even know if the Yankees are the best team in their own division. I think, just for what the regular season is, I think Baltimore is built for the regular season. They have a bunch of young guys, fresh legs that played really well last year. Will that continue? We'll see. I think Toronto's still scary with their pitching staff. And, if they can get some hitting finally this year, that would help them a lot. And the Rays, they'll always be the Rays. So I think the Yankees have a better chance of winning their division. Both teams, I don't think. I think that would be a stretch, Dave.
Jack, I'm going to have to agree with you. I think it is a stretch. I actually don't foresee, as of now, any of the two New York teams winning their division for the 2024 season. Offseason's not done yet. I think there's still more moves to be made. My answer might change a little bit for either the Mets or Yankees to win their division come April 1st or whenever opening day is.
No.
But as of now, it's definitely a stretch, Dave. Nah, relax.
Okay. All right. Moving along. V, I believe that your Mets will have 3 players who hit 30-plus home runs this season.
Yeah, I'm taking you to the ball game, my friend. I think Alonso does it. I think Francisco Alvarez will do it. And I think Lindor could have another 30-30 season. If not, Nimmo, big jump last year, 24 home runs. I could see him improving on that. And who knows, if they sign a JD Martinez, they sign a Teoscar Hernandez, they sign a Justin Turner, they I could see. I see two for sure. I could see easily a third one.
Right, but the question said 3V, so that's why for me it's going to be a stretch. I think obviously Pete's going to be there when it's all said and done, over 30, probably pushing 50 home runs like he always does. As far as another guy, I don't know if Alvarez is going to have the at bats, even though he did probably was on pace for 30 last year. Lindor's usually good for 30, but he's usually right on the cusp. I think they would have to acquire someone else, V, for this to be a take me out to the ball game or park, whatever you want to call it for me, just because.
We'll call it the name of the song, Jack. That's the it's the bit we're going for. It's take me out
Right,
to the
right,
ball
right.
game.
Take me
Yeah.
out to the
All right.
ball game.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So I think the Mets would either have to acquire JD Martinez, Teoscar, and then I'd feel more confident. I feel more confident, but I don't know. We're due some for some regression, maybe.
All right.
Maybe, perhaps.
But a Mets fan can hope. And that he will do. All right, moving right along. Jack, Yankee fella here. I believe Anthony Volpe, when it is all said and done on his career, I believe he is a 270 plus batting average on the career.
Ugh. At this point, Dave, I'm gonna have to say that's a stretch. Just for me, way too. Oh, I just headbutted my mic. Way too much swing and miss. Seemed to be a couple holes in his swing. Didn't love what I saw last year as far as batting average perspective, but you know what? He still hit 20 home run or 22 home runs. The power was there. Hopefully, maybe after this season or next season, we see a bit of a higher average, which would maybe get me a little more excited about this one. But as of right now, I'm going to have to say that's going to be a stretch.
Jack, you are correct. This is a 100% stretch. I will not be taking anyone to the ballpark. I'm just kidding. I know it's the ball game.
Damn.
And not off one season. Also, career averages are just clearly dropping in the game of baseball. I don't see that right now. My answer might change after the sophomore season, but for sure it's a stretch.
All right, and I prepared one more for you fellas. I'm not even going to start this with I think, but my take here is that Lindor, Francisco Lindor, is the third best shortstop in New York baseball history.
Third best shortstop in New York baseball history.
I'm thinking of all shortstops. Oh, hold on.
Well,
I'm taking you to the ball game, my friend. I think he is going to be top 3 shortstop in all New York baseball history, for sure. I think he is, without a doubt, one of the best combos of defense, power, speed. No one loves his average, so be it. But he gets on base, he steals bases, he drives in runs, Gold Glove defense year in year out, plays every game. I think, without a doubt, he is. And only because Alex Rodriguez was never a shortstop. He was a third baseman. That's my answer.
Dave, I think you expected me to do something here, but I mean, he's clearly not better than Jeter at this point. But I mean, who else are we talking about? It's not really two franchises that are stacked with shortstops here.
It really isn't.
Who would be second? Jose Reyes?
Yeah, I'm even thinking about having Lindor second as of right now. At least I can't think of someone. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess I'm taking you out to the ball game. I don't know. I don't know. In my opinion, he's probably a better player than Jose Reyes, but probably hasn't accomplished the things Reyes did for the Mets. Because he was a Guardian or an Indian at the time. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
with. Sorry, Dave.
What? So are we? All right. We're not. We're excluding Phil Rizzuto off of the top three, huh? You think
Rizzuto
Phil's
Uh,
is
got enough? What do you mean?
Phil, I
Didn't
mean,
he win an MVP?
I didn't
Wasn't he
watch
a Hall of
Phil.
Famer?
I'll take your word for it, Dave. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, maybe he is probably is in the Hall of Fame, but I didn't watch Phil, so and I don't know. Like, let's see.
Yeah.
Somebody look up Phil Rizzuto for me.
Yep, yep,
Jack's
yep.
on it.
Phil Rizzuto, he is in the Hall of Fame. He did win 7 World Series.
Okay, well
So
that's just it's the Yankees.
see, the problem here is Dave. He like his career OPS plus is not even. He wasn't even a league average hitter at the time. He did somehow win MVP.
Did he win any Gold Gloves?
I don't think they did Gold Glove back then
Oh, true.
in the 40s. Um,
That's a long
No, he
time
was a
ago.
defensive stud. He led the league in a lot of defensive categories.
yeah, Dave, I'll take your word for it. All right, I'll say it's a stretch because Phil Rizzuto. Don't sleep on him.
Don't sleep on Phil. I didn't sway you in on Phil Rizzuto at all, B.
Me? No.
Why not?
Because Lindor is amazing.
I did sway Jack. Yeah, I mean Rizzuto's won 7 World Series, AL MVP. They didn't officially do Gold Gloves at the time, I don't think, but he was top of the league in many statistical defensive categories.
So, all right. I mean, even if you want to put him second for argumentative sakes, who's third?
Well, you tell me.
Are you putting Reyes over Lindor? I don't know if I could at this point anymore.
So
I
how
think
would you list them? One, two, three? I mean Jeter, and then you would do Lindor, Reyes.
I would do Lindor, and then all right, fine. I'll put Rizzuto third.
Okay, all right. So, but the bottom line answer is you think Lindor is a top 3 shortstop in New York baseball history,
Bottom answer, 100%.
and you're pretty confidently putting him at number 2.
I can confidently put him at number 2.
Okay, that's a lot of confidence.
I'm a man with a lot of confidence. What do you want me to tell you?
I think it's a stretch, Jack. I
Yeah,
needed you to defend
I really want to
this
cook
take a little
him,
more.
but I don't know. I don't think I can on this one.
Ah, whatever. I'll die on this hill. I'll take myself out to the
Yeah.
ballpark. I'll go watch Phil Rizzuto play.
Yeah, take yourself out to the ball game, buddy. Nobody here wants to take you because it's a fact.
Whatever. All right, fellas. Any last takes before we wrap this episode up?
I'm all right. I'm repping a Doc Gooden jersey this time around. You know,
Santa, you get that from Santa?
Santa said I was good enough this year. He gave me a Doc Gooden.
Nice.
You know,
I like that.
they're retiring his jersey this year, his number. So it'll be kind of cool. Yeah, no. Hopefully, Mets and Yankees make some moves. I want something to talk about with you guys. I got nothing to post on the socials. I got nothing to post.
Yep.
Hopefully, they make some moves. I need moves. But Dave,
All right. You want me to wrap this thing up?
Wrap her up, just like a present.
Wrap her up. First episode of the new year. Listen, we got to plug our socials because V, I know it's a bit dry right now, but at some point it will catch fire, and people need to be ready. So please tell them where they can find us on Instagram.
BQB podcast.
And Jack,
Instagram.
they can find us on the talk.
BQB podcast. X posting on X, posting on talk. Us, not me, but someone.
Hey, did you wait, V? Didn't we have what was the Lindor comment back and forth we had myself with the official Bronx Queens Bro Instagram?
I forgot, but you're right. We did do something.
Yeah, Jack, you might want to monitor our socials a little bit more regularly because this guy's making official BQB claims, and we had an argument about Lindor in the Instagram comment section.
Guy.
So we might have to change the password on him since he's not even a top 3 New York shortstop. Anyway,
hop on the X then, boys. Make your own claims.
Anyway, please listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio, YouTube, all of the above. If you like us, take someone out to the ballpark and tell them they will like us too. Until next time, we'll catch you.